All right, so thank you to everybody for being here. We're really excited to have all of you here from different time periods in the ELP. It's very exciting to see faces from over our history over the past few years, some from very recently, and we're really thankful that you could come and answer some questions. So Rachel and Eve are going to ask questions. We will first ask you to say a little bit about yourself, so everyone will have the chance to do that. And then for some of the other questions, they'll answer if you feel like you have an answer, or they might ask a particular person to answer. And then we'll also be taking questions from Facebook. So if anyone has questions on Facebook, we'll be sending those along as they come in as well. Okay, so with no further ado, I will turn it over to Rachel and Eve. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Well, welcome everybody. We're really excited to have you all here today. So I thought we could start by just asking our alumni to introduce themselves. So you can introduce yourself, say your name, where you're from, where you are now, and anything else that you want to add. So why don't we start with Nasser?
Hey everyone, my name is Nasser Al-Mubarak. I'm from Kuwait. Right now I'm living in Colorado, especially Boulder, University of Colorado Boulder. I'm studying right here. Thank you.
Okay, and how about Danny? Would you like to go next? Oh, I think you're muted, Danny.
So can you see me right now? Can you hear me? Okay, hi everyone. My name is Danny, and I joined ELP last year during the spring and the summer. And now I'm working in Nigeria, in Africa. Yeah, in a trading company.
Okay, great. And where are you from originally, Danny?
I'm from China.
Okay, good. Okay, Omar, would you like to go next?
Hey everyone, my name is Omar. I attended ELP in the period from 2018 to 2019. Right now, I'm studying math and accounting at University of Colorado Boulder.
Thank you. And Shema?
Hi, I'm Shema. I'm now finally home from Saudi Arabia, and I finished all my study in the United States, and I came back in 2018.
Okay, great. And what do you do for work now?
I'm a dentist and assistant professor at the university.
Great, thank you. And Mustafa?
Hi everyone, my name is Mustafa. I am from Turkey, and I've been living in Philadelphia almost 6 years for now. I was in ELP program 2014-15, and then I just got my master's at UPenn, and I right now pursuing my PhD, and I'm about to complete it. And it's about on workplace, how people act in the workplace, and what is the creativity in the workplace. If you have any question about this as well, I try to help.
Great, thank you. Juan, would you like to go next?
Yes, sure. My name is Juan. I attended to ELP in 2016 as a prep for my master's, which I did in Illinois last year. And I'm currently working from Illinois because of COVID, but for a New York law firm for a year. And then my idea is to go back to Argentina. That is my country.
Thank you. And Asel?
Hey, my name is Asel Mokashova. I'm from Kazakhstan. So I have attended the ELP in 2012, and I have completed the program in 2013. So I have spent more than 1 year there. So it was very amazing time that I have ever had. So now I'm in Kazakhstan. To be more specific, I'm in the capital city of Kazakhstan, so working for the government.
Great, thank you so much for joining. Ala, would you like to go next?
Yes, hi, my name is Ala. I attended the ELP program in January 2013. After I got out of the program, I joined Tennessee University, State University. I got my master from there, and now I'm back home. Hopefully, in a couple of years, maybe by next year, I can get my acceptance for a PhD program. It's either US or Canada. I'm still debating about that. Right now I'm a teaching assistant in a university. So hopefully in the future, I'll be joining you guys again, maybe for another alumni video where I can have by that time my PhD degree, hopefully. Cross fingers.
I'll work that out. Great. And Andrea, I think you are our most recent student, and you took the courses online with us. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm from Guatemala City in Central America. I had the opportunity to study in ELP last summer 1 and summer 2 in online classes for the COVID-19. However, I started my master degree in online classes in University of Utah, and hopefully I will travel next year to Salt Lake City.
Great, thank you all for introducing yourselves. I'm gonna turn it over to Eve now, and she's gonna invite you to answer some other questions.
Thank you all for being here. So many of you shared when you were at ELP, and I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what made you choose ELP. So if you can go back to that thought process, how did you wind up in Philadelphia or online with us? Let's start with, does anybody want to start?
Just pick someone.
Omar, it's with you.
All right, so I believe I was in between UPenn and University of Portland. I was debating which English program should I go in. I think I chose ELP, especially because it's in Philadelphia, and there are lots of things to do in Philadelphia. And you have like DC, New York is like 2 hours drive. Also, I heard about how the program is gonna improve my English with it's not just studying, it's studying with fun. So I think that's why I chose ELP.
Thank you so much, Omar. Anybody else care to remember all that long a time ago before you even joined the program, what made you choose it?
Well, I can go next if you want. I remember that I wanted U.S. university experience, and I also wanted to be in a city to see how it was to live in a U.S. city. UPenn had both. Then I found that they also have this kind of campus town after the bridge, that it's also nice to have a separate area. And I totally recommend it. And besides, I don't remember considering other programs specifically, but I did remember that knowing how well known UPenn is was something also important to choose the program.
Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to answer this one? Yeah, Mustafa. And then Asel.
Oh, okay.
When I was looking for a program, I just looked for two things, probably many of you. One of them was the city where I'm going to study, and the other one is the program itself. And as a city of Philadelphia, it just kind of mesmerized me. I'm still here. That is my second hometown. I just look at it was a very historical place that I love history, and still is kind of tantalizing. And the second thing was about the program itself. Before coming here, I was check other options, and I attend a Coursera.com or something, and there wasn't ELP modules at that thing, at that online learning platform, and I said that, oh, perfect, they know how to do it. And one of the strengths was academically prepare you to take your GRE, TOEFL, whatever, and also a lot of fun. I'm still remembering our field. I mean, when I'm looking at that, I just saw a lot of events going on, and I just say that, yeah, that seems the right place. And it was.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Asel, I know you were going to mention something too.
Yeah, So I have to admit that when I had to choose a school for my English, so I didn't have a sufficient level of English. So I asked my students who had already studied in the US to choose the school for my English. So they told me that the ELP is the best. So it has a full coverage of educational skills and educational programs, including the preparation classes, like a TOEFL preparation class, and the classes for how to write the application essay. So I think it's called Unicorn program, right? Mm-hmm. So it was the winning part of the ELP. So that's why I chose this ELP. And the second reason is the campus. So I looked it through the Google Maps. Everything that I need, like a grocery store and the cafes, post office, and the other like a cinema, gym, it was in a walking distance. So that was the also winning part and the attractive part of the ELP. And the third reason is that ELP is the structure of the UPenn, right? It's an Ivy League university. It's a top-ranking university. So I wanted to see the smart people, because only smart students can enroll and they can get in. So I just wanted to surround it by those smart people to see the difference between me and them. So basically, those reasons motivated me to choose the ELP.
Sal, you're so resourceful. The idea of like checking out the campus with Google Maps, that's really cool.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I want to switch gears a little bit. And you've mentioned so many wonderful things. I'm wondering if you remember a particular class, or maybe your favorite part about being an ELP student. Does anybody want to share what they remember? Yeah, Mustafa?
Yeah, I have not just one favorite class. I just many times mentioned that all of the class I took was my favorite. One of the reason it was flexible. I can pick whatever class I wanted. And in terms of my favorite class, I would say dramatic speaking class was good learning experience for me. We just put some game. I play a game from the Shakespeare, and I just had a chance to be or not to be soliloquy. And it was a great experience. I learned how to present myself, not only speaking English, also in the social life, in front of the stage, on the stage. And that was a kind of good experience and good class to take. Another as well is the UConn program. I took some class from that, and it was really useful and helped me a lot to achieve my goals.
Awesome. Danny, I noticed you unmuted. Did you want to share?
Yeah. So my favorite class in ELP, I have many favorite classes. But I remember one in particular is grammar. It's grammar class. I think it was taught by Mr. Ronaldo. Because in that class there are students from many countries, like Korea, like Japan and China, and also Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, and also Italy. So there are basically students from almost all the continents of the world. So in that class, we shared a lot of things about our culture, about our countries, and also in that class, we also had many debates about different issues. So that class just enlightened me a lot. Yeah, and also other classes like IELTS class, I improved a lot. I think I got 5.5 before I took the class. But later, after I took 2 classes, then I got the 7.5. Yeah, that was a big improvement.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for sharing.
I want to second what Mustafa said earlier about dramatic speaking. I took it with Felicia Potter, and it was one of the amazing classes in ELP. Also, I remember taking a vocabulary class with Lori. It was like a really funny class, and it helped me expand my vocabulary in English.
can also talk about something else nobody talked about before, is the being able to become a conversation partner. So the ELB also allow us to do some outside of the class activity.
Awesome.
So yeah, so I had a chance to partner with a Penn student. She wanted to learn Arabic and I wanted to learn English. So it was good to use my outside class time to learn from someone else. And also the other thing is being a student ambassador. So I was an ambassador twice, and it was good to improve my leadership skills. It was also good to be able to organize some activities for the other students. I guess those are my favorite things. It's not only learning English in classes, it's also learning English outside.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Andre, I don't mean to call you out, but I know that you experienced most of your ELP experiences online. So I was wondering if you could maybe comment about what the best parts of that were.
At the beginning, for me, it was very difficult because I wanted to go to UPenn. However, I couldn't. So it was difficult, but you know, maybe one of my favorite classes was writing. I remember I had 80 in TOEFL, and after ELP, I raised my score for 12 points. Mm-hmm. And nowadays I got the 92, and I was so happy of that. Yeah, awesome. I improved a lot.
Thank you all for sharing. I'm going to pass this back to Rachel. She's going to ask them different questions.
Okay, well, great. Thank you all for participating. And we do have some more questions for you. So I think Mustafa kind of touched on this earlier a little bit, but maybe if others want to share, was there anything in particular that you enjoyed about Philadelphia if you got to be here in the city? And you could also say maybe what your favorite part of the city or your part of being in Philadelphia was.
I can go.
Oh, okay, Ala, and then Juan, maybe?
Please. Yes, sure.
Yeah. Well, the best thing about Philadelphia is food. I mean, sorry about that. I just love food, like really. So I had a really great experience, like this of different, like, you know, zines and stuff. And like you go to some of like these authentic restaurants, like you meet full.
Oh, I think you cut out.
Especially for international students, like, sorry, can you guys hear me? I think it's just like, okay, it says my internet connection is unstable, so I don't know. So anyway, so yeah, one of the best thing about Philadelphia is food. And sadly, I know like some of you might really find it like weird, but I didn't really have the great experience of having the steak until like few days before I left Philadelphia, which is weird. My favorite parts of the city was the 2nd Street, South Street, and downtown. I think that was only during the holidays because like when they decorate the downtown area with the city hall and everything, that area was really, really nice. Mostly during the holidays, but after that, it's just busy people walking, you know, back and forth, nothing there to see. But I also like how historic the city is. Like they have a lot of spots, like if you like old neighborhoods, like you can just walk there and enjoy it, especially in the fall. It's really nice. Like if anyone's still there, yes, just take your coffee and just stroll in the city. It's like a nice like walking picnic kind of thing. Like you see a lot of history, a lot of cultures, and I mean, you can stop by any of these small cafes, like in neighborhoods, and you can just chat with anyone, and they're really welcoming.
That's great. Thanks for sharing your experience. I was going to say, do you remember which restaurant you went to where you enjoyed the Philly cheesesteak so much?
King, I think, was it?
King?
God, I forgot the name, to be honest. It's like a small like stall kind of thing. It's not really a store.
Okay.
I actually took my friends there, two of them. One was from Illinois and the other one from Wisconsin. And they really had a lot of fun. Like they had two, and I was like, I couldn't even barely finish one, but they finished two. And they were so happy with it.
So for all our viewers, when you come to Philly, you have to try the Philly cheesesteak, even if you don't get a good one until your last 3 days.
Yeah, I'm planning to do that. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Juan, did you want to go next?
Yeah, something I had a chance to do that Philly is beautiful, campus town is beautiful, campus of UPenn is amazing, but something I had the chance to do that I really liked was that I was planning on doing my master's afterwards. And this is not guaranteed because it depends on each professor, but I talked to professors of UPenn Law School and they allowed me to attend to 2 classes on commercial law. And so I came back from Philadelphia knowing that I was able to attend to a class and understand it. And for me, that was something really good. And I think that's also something can work through Zoom. If you send an email saying, I'm in a UPenn program in ELP, I'm interested in these topics, I found them really welcoming. And for me, that was really useful.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing that experience, Juan. Does anybody else want to comment on this about what you enjoyed about being in Philadelphia? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Philadelphia is great. I really like Philly. One of my favorite parts in Philadelphia was the City Hall. It's amazing, actually. It's really cool. And as well, I forget the name. It's called Penn's Landing, I believe. Yeah. And in the winter, there is a big ice rain. So, wow, it was awesome. And there is a street with the lighting for Christmas. I believe it's 7th Street or I'm not sure. I'm really bad with numbers. And yeah, I really agree with Ala. The best thing in Philadelphia is food. It's great, actually. I really like eating, and Philadelphia has great cuisines. It was a great experience.
Okay, wonderful. Would anyone else like to share before we move on?
Can I, Rachel?
Yeah, go ahead.
So actually, there are a lot of lovely places in Philadelphia. I like everything that related with Philadelphia and in Philadelphia. So I just wanted to point out a couple of them. So first one is the Penn bookstore. So I have spent there most of my time there. So because it has a broad selection of Penn branded items, including gifts, apparel for all ages, and even you can find there something for your pets. A large wireless internet cafe, which is Starbucks, with freshly prepared food and drinks. Adds a very good atmosphere to that place. So when you do your homework and prepare for the exams, you have to stay awake, right? So the smell of the coffee and the smell of the freshly cooked cakes keeps you awake all the time, so you don't have to fall asleep at all. So it was very favorite place of mine. So the second place is the 7-Eleven on the Market Street. And because I like the building on the Market Street where some ELP classes were held. Actually, the most of my classes started in the morning in that building. So before going to the class, you had to run to the store to grab your coffee and jump to the class. So I really like the combination of that intensity in the place. So maybe I like it. I like the moment of that place. So that's the second lovely place.
Okay, thanks. Thank you so much for sharing that, Asal. We appreciate you contributing. There is a question that came in on from one of our viewers, from Jafar, and he asked, we're talking about all the advantages of studying at Penn and in Philadelphia, but he would like to know, is there any disadvantages to studying at UPenn? Okay, Mustafa, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, if you're gonna call this thing as a disadvantages, I can call it, that is after the, the high quality given, I received from the Penn. And when you move out from different institution, you're going to high expectation. You're just going to say that I'm expecting something like Penn, something like ELP. And you're going to see the reality. Indeed, UPenn is really good. Put your high expectation. This is kind of negative disadvantage, you're just going to expecting other institution, other schools going to be good at as much as UPenn or ELP. And when you just see the reality is not like that, oh, I miss UPenn, I miss ELP. That is kind of feeling that other people can do better, but no, there's nothing like, ELP or UPenn. That is kind of, how can I explain? There might be some psychological feeling it. This, in simply saying that UPenn or ELP going to heighten your expectation about the other schools, other institution, and you may have disappointed when you face the reality. Yeah, does it make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yes, so we understand. So you felt that it set the bar high. We have the expression, it set the bar high. So maybe with your future coursework, it was hard to for other programs to match up. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing, Mustafa.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
So I think next disadvantages for me is like having a message, like a emergency message, like alerting you that some types of crime happened yesterday in some kind of places. So that was a little bit scary for me. So that is a little bit like disadvantages of the campus. Yeah.
Okay. And I think what Asal is describing is you can sign up for safety alerts. So if there's any kind of problem happening around the campus, they'll send you an alert to avoid the area. It's really for your safety and protection, but it could be a little startling to students who are not used to that. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Asal. Anyone else? I'm going to turn it over to Eve in maybe a minute or two, but I just want to give anybody that wants a chance to share either something you really enjoyed about Philadelphia or to answer if there was any disadvantages.
Can I share something?
Yeah, Danny, please.
Yeah. So I want to recommend you a website. It's called You Wish You Knew. It's about the things that happens in Philadelphia, like concerts, like films, the festivals. So you can always sign up this the letter from this website and got the new letters from every week. And also I want to recommend about ELPs. I really like ELP's activities. When I was in ELP, I joined a lot of activities like volunteering, like gardening, like debate. Also like a spring trip, a small trip. So what I mean is, I think it's all up to you. Like there might be some disadvantage to be alone by yourself in another country, but it's all up to you. It is you who can choose to make friends with other people. It's you to choose to join the activities, to enjoy the city, to explore. So I think it's all about yourself. If you find maybe something's expensive, then you can always find something cheap. So this is my point. It's all up to yourself. And also, what I want to say is, if you have the chance to join ELP, I would recommend you to explore and to make friends with people from different countries. It is very unique opportunities because ELP students are from all over the world, and I really recommend you to grab this chance and to learn more culture and to understand more and prepare yourself to step into a bigger world. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Danny. We appreciate that feedback. I think that'll be really helpful information for a lot of our viewers. Okay, great. So I'm going to turn it over to Eve now, and she's going to ask some questions about what you're doing now.
Thank you so much. And this has been awesome. Thank you so much for being available at this time. I know you're all in different time zones, and it's been great to hear what your impressions were of the program. And I want to turn it back to what you're doing now. And some of you kind of talked about this in the beginning, but could you share, I'm going to ask each of you to share actually, what you're doing now and how or to your current place. Would anybody like to start? Yeah, Mustafa, thank you so much.
I'm currently writing my dissertation right now. I'm working on these cumbersome experience, and before starting almost 6 years ago, you know, when I first came to United States, my English level wasn't that much so good. I learned a lot from how to construct paper, structure the paper to improve your argumentation skills, writing skills, and still kind of see such knowledge helping me to improve my writing. I mean, helping me to put something into effort, you know. Yeah, in that sense, I'm using that knowledge skill to help me.
Yeah, congratulations, Mustafa, and good luck on the dissertation.
Thanks.
Would anybody like to go next? Share what you're doing now and how ELP, yeah, Shema, I think I interpreted Shema. She was reaching for her ear, but I was like, oh,
yes,
that's a hand.
I can go. Yeah, so right now I finished all my studies. I'm back home. But when I first started the ELB, my TOEFL score was 87. And after 6 to 8 months, it became 99. And I know I could have gotten a lot higher, but I had other tests I needed to prepare for. So they helped me a lot to improve my English score, plus my academic writing. So I just finished my master's and my residency training. And my master thesis actually got the best resident written manuscript of the whole United States student of America. And I know I did this because I had a good training, teachers, because I know it was hard for me to write academically, and they helped me to improve that.
Congratulations, Shema, and thank you so much for sharing that. Would anybody like to go next? I'm happy to call on people too. I see Omar's unmuting.
Yeah, so right now I'm a sophomore at University College of Boulder studying math and accounting, like I said earlier. I just want to emphasize that if it wasn't for like ELP helped me apply to university. Like Eric, I had a meeting with him like I think twice or like 3 times, and it was like really good meetings. And I would say like if it's not like for him, I wouldn't know how to apply for university and like what university should I apply for in the first place.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you so much. Would anybody like to go next? Yeah, I can go. Well, right now, as I said before, I'm teaching in a university. I got my master from the US and hopefully in the future, the PhD. Right now, I'm back home. I'm Saudi Arabia. What I'm really gonna do, like in a couple of minutes from now, probably like 15 minutes from now, I'm gonna have to teach a class. So yes, it's like so much fun, especially with the, like online classes going on. Like there's no time limit. You have classes in the morning, afternoon, evening. So what I think is like what really helped me and why I'm actually planning to go back to the US is it's like how friendly like the environment in schools, whether it's the English program or academic, you know, they're really helping. Like they help you, they support you. You don't feel like there's, I don't know about other like people experience, but at least from my own experience, like my professors, they were more like friends to us than actual professors. Like we didn't feel like that, oh, he's a professor, like, you know, like you have to be like kind of like, you know, having that hierarchy kind of rank, like, oh no, you have to be careful about what you talk. No, we were like more like friends, like, you know, like he would sit down with us, talk and chat and support, and sometimes even, you know, like help us with things that has nothing to do with academics, like at all. So I really, really hope that I get to experience that all over again. I know, like, at this time, I feel like, oh God, since I'm teaching, and then, you know, like my students complain all the time. And I was like, yeah, you know what, maybe in a year or two, I'll start doing that again. I'll start complaining to my professors about like how hard studying is and exams and all that. But yeah, I think it was like a really good experience, and hopefully everyone can experience that. Going back and forth, I don't know, like shifting sometimes from being like a teacher to being a student and then going back to being a teacher. It's kind of weird, to be honest, but it's like kind of thing help you to be in the shoes of the students, and also sometimes being in the shoes of a professor or a teacher. So you get to see both perspective, like, you know, some of the things that you can feel more compassionate about things that students go through, even though like it's like by rules and policies, they're not really like things you should be, you know, like lenient about. But then you feel like, yeah, we're humans after all, and things happened, and you start being like, I think this really helped me, at least now after I came back. Like when I talk with my students and my relationship with my students, it's more like we're all friends. So they like that. They're like, oh, you're different. You're not like other teacher where they, you know, like they just feel like a teacher-students relationship. And that's one of the things that I like, because I gained that from there, from when I was in the ELP first. Of course, that was the first thing. And then later on in college. So yeah, I think hopefully in the future, like I'll gain more experience and maybe new things that will add to my life. I mean, it's like new colors every time.
Yeah. I really connect with what you're saying about being a teacher and a student and kind of mixing your experience that way, building compassion and helping build a greater perspective. So thank you so much for sharing that. I know that, yeah, Asal, and then how about Nasser and then Juan?
Okay, thank you. So for in terms of the academic goals, so after I have completed the program, I was accepted by the George Washington University and the UCLA and the Duke and the Berkeley. So I picked the Berkeley because I wanted to have an experience of living in California, close to the Silicon Valley. So I also wanted to have an experience of studying in a public school. So ELP helped me to choose the best school for my master's degree. Yeah, so in terms of the career goal, so right now, as I mentioned before, so I'm working for the government, specifically for the Center for Trade Policy Development, which is under the Ministry of Trade and Integration. So this center deals with all the international related issues, like trade related issues, economic related issues. So it's so you have to know English. If you don't know English, so you cannot join the team. So it also ELP helped me to join this like amazing team to work with the international related issues, like signing the contract and analyzing the pros and cons of the agreements, and also to write the speech for high-ranking officials in English. So you have to be very, very careful with your grammar when you're writing a speech. So I do remember the writing classes, grammar classes that I took with Lisa. So thank you, Lisa, for all your knowledge, for all your expertise. So I still remember everything, like adjective clause, that clause, recommendations, and suggestions. So thank you so much. So I'm still using your knowledge and experience. So thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. And isn't it funny how you're in the middle of doing something in your present day and you remember that moment in a grammar classroom. So I think that, yeah. Thank you for sharing that. How about Nasser and then Juan, and we'll see if anybody else wants to share after that.
Yeah, right now I'm studying architectural engineering at CU Boulder. The ELP with their, I believe it's called the University Application Sessions, they really helped me to know the requirements for the university. Also, as well, the ELP helped me to reach IELTS requirements for University of Colorado Boulder. And after joining the university, I found myself that I know how to write perfectly essays or an academic paper with a professional formats that I haven't used to write with it before joining the ELP. As well, I took a grammar class in the ELP with Anya, and I really improved my grammar in this class. So yeah.
Thank you, Nasser. Juan, yeah, if you're ready.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to try to say something different. All what everyone said is true, so I'm not going to repeat it. But yeah, I learned a lot in my writing classes that it was with Rachel, not because she's here, but was with her and really helped me. But besides, what I think it helped me is it was the first time that I was not with one English course, but I had a full schedule of English courses, and I could handle 5 days or 4 days a week with a full schedule of English courses on different topics and with assignments. So you were really into that, and I think that helped me not only to train a lot, but also to gain confidence. Like I can handle speaking in English my whole week, and I think that was important. Like feeling confident about what you know and what you can do with your English.
I think that's a really interesting point, Juan. The idea of, we call it the intensive program, right? It is intense. It's 4 or 5 days a week, and it's a lot of building fluency. I don't know about you guys, but I'm surprised how much grammar is coming up. Would anybody else like to share before we move on?
Maybe me. As I mentioned, I studied online classes. I remember my first day of classes, I was uncomfortable with my English and I couldn't speak, to be honest. I remember I only speak like monosyllabic, because 5 years ago, I tried to get a scholarship to study in United States. However, I didn't pass the TOEFL test and I lost this opportunity. So I remember my first day in ELP, I was nervous and I feel uncomfortable with my English. However, after studying 3 months, and nowadays I'm studying in Salt Lake City, in the University of Utah, and I feel more confident. I have new friends, and I think I improve a lot. Thanks ELP for helping me to improve my English. Oh my God.
Okay, I think Eve's screen might have froze. She might be back in a moment. Maybe she's having a tech issue, so maybe I'll take over from here. Does anybody else, I think maybe we got to hear from just about everybody about what they're doing now. I'm not sure, Danny, did you get to talk about your current experience?
Yeah. I raised my hand, but maybe you didn't see. Yeah. So right now, I'm working in Nigeria in a trading company in Africa. So I would like to share my experience because my experience in ELP was my first. It was my first time to be abroad and to live by myself. I didn't have any friends. I was kind of the only Chinese in the whole ELP. So yeah, so that was totally different. And during my time in ELP, I I not only attended the class, I also attended some seminars in UPenn and also a lot of activities arranged by UPenn and also ELP. And also the activities arranged by Philadelphia. Yeah, so I was quite social during that time, and I really improved a lot, like to embrace the differences, to understand people. And after ELP, I went to South America to travel. I went to Colombia and Mexico. Yeah, I was all by myself. I made it. Yeah, it was. And ELP was my first place to be immersed in the very international environment. And now I'm in Africa, and I am quite enjoying myself. Also, it's also like also, although there are many cultural differences, but I am very fine. I'm doing very well here, and I think in ELP gave me a lot of inspirations and a good experiences. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So we do have one last question for all of you. I think many of the people watching us right now, they're thinking about their next step. So what program they should choose for their English language learning experience and things like that. So we want to know, do you have any advice for someone who's about to choose an English language program? What advice would you give to those viewers? And who would like to start? Okay, Shema?
So my advice is first, read the reviews. You can find reviews for some of the programs online, and I actually did this before I before I joined the ELP, and we had some Facebook groups for like Saudis who've been to other programs. So read the reviews. If you find them good, that's a good starting point. I would say look at their courses. If you see they're providing academic courses, some conversation learning, like for everyday English, and university preparation courses. So ELP had all those three. You're not, I mean, if you come here if you want to come to the United States to learn, to pursue an advanced education, it's important that you learn the basic steps in your English program, because academic writing is different than regular. Also, I mean, for me, it's better to enroll in a program that's inside a university campus, because we're coming from different cultures, and US campus experience is different than the rest of the world. So being able to come to classes inside UPenn and watching the student what they're doing, I mean, we love the whole experience. We were able to have the same services like a regular UPenn student, which is great. It was good also to see their graduation. I mean, see their family when they come to visit them. I mean, when they start, it was awesome. I mean, I would advise, look for a program that's inside the university campus. This will give you a good review, like what your life's gonna be when you start your school anywhere in the US. That's it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think you brought out a good point, right? That it's a different kind of experience when you attend an English program that's connected with the university. Okay, great. Would anyone else like to share some advice? Okay, Mustafa?
For me, there was two kind of different language learning, I would say. One of them is an active part. The other one is the passive part of the language. Active part is speaking and kind of writing. You're putting something from you. And the passive part is listening and reading. These are you can develop somehow these listening and reading skills, with attending some simple classes or classes. but the active part is hard to develop, at least for me. Improving your speaking skills. And if you're looking for a program, you need to consider whether the program providing some activities, support outside of the class you can attend and can improve your skills, and whether the program has any cultural diversity isn't important. And yeah, these are some of the important aspects I still remember. Yeah, they kind of helped me a lot developing my skills.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks so much. Any other advice that anyone would like to share?
Yeah, I can share. So I think like learning English is supposed to be fun. So like if you're looking at any program, like look at the program that's fun at the same time. Like look at the program that you're learning and having fun at the same time. My advice to you is like to ask your friends who attended like ELP or like any other language program in the US before and ask them about their experience. Ask them about if they had fun while learning. And like, I think that this is the best thing you can do. Like Shema said earlier, like reviews and ask your friends is the best thing you can do.
Okay, thanks, Omar. Alad, did you want to add something?
I think Omar and Shaima covered most of it. The only thing I would add, just since like someone is going to pick a program, might also as well look at the area and the city where that program is going to be. Because let's say that someone is going to spend like 6 hours in the school, like or college or the program, whatever, and then the rest of the day, if they don't have any like outside like kind of life where they get whatever they learn in the school and take it outside and use it, then there is no point. So I think learning is not just limited to where the school campus is. It's supposed to be like in and out. So if like I think this is also like a really good advice for especially international students, because mostly they would, I mean, I think personally, they prefer have like a city or a place where they have a lot of services, and also where they can practice different type of like, you know, like situations where they can practice their English. Because sometimes you need, you know, for fun activities, for like if they go to museums, for example, Philadelphia has a lot of museums, so you know, like learning about history, that's a different language, kind of like English, but different English a little bit, because they focus on like historical things, and then there's the science, and then there's the fun, and then food, and all these can add like a lot of vocabulary and helps the students. And also connecting between the outside world with the school life. I think this also one of the point that the student or future student should look at. Like, as Omar also said, it has to be something about fun. I mean, learning with no fun in it, I don't think it's a good learning, because it will never stick in here, because it's all about, okay, I'm just going to learn this. Once I'm done with the exams or getting the score that I want, I'm just going to erase all that. Most of the time, people like, that's the main focus, is like just getting in the grade, because that's sadly how the system in the world works. But once you have fun, it's like you're doing it as like it's a hobby more than learning, as like it's a school kind of setting. So I think, I mean, I'm trying kind of think like what I'm saying this is, I'm using this with my students. It's like even when teaching like, you know, like very, very hardcore like academic classes, but when I add like some fun to it, like the information for some reason stuck in here much faster than keep repeating and explaining more and more about it. So I think the fun part is like what we need all the time, kind of thing, you know?
Okay. Thank you. So making sure that it's not just about your studies, but also having fun learning English, and that you're in a good place for that. Okay, great. Maybe we could get one more person to share a piece of advice with our viewers. Would anyone else like to share a piece of advice for students who are trying to choose an English program? Danny, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I have one advice. So I would like to say that if you want to maybe apply for the university in the United States, because ELP is from UPenn, it's from the University of Pennsylvania, and you have, if you join ELP, you have the opportunity to also like audit the classes from the UPenn. Like when I was in ELP, I wrote a letter, I wrote an email to ask a professor who was teaching global citizenship, and he agreed that I could join the class. So I audited the whole like the whole session of the global citizenship, and also, I mean, because I didn't apply for the university, but if you want to, maybe if you have the you have the desire to study in the States, maybe you can, after finishing that that session, you can ask for the letter of recommendation, and I think it's quite useful and very, like, it will benefit your future applying. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Danny. And we really appreciate all of our alumni coming out today. For all of you, we know you have such busy schedules. You're all very successful people. You are studying in your bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs. You're working. We had a lot of different fields represented, people working in the field of dentistry and law, engineering, and others. So we really appreciate you coming out, and we appreciate everyone who came out to listen to our alumni speaking today. Eve or Jessica, I don't know if you wanted to say anything to wrap up.
I just wanted to say thank you. This was really so interesting, and we're really happy to have been able to talk to you all. It's such a nice experience, and to hear how everyone is doing after all this time. And we're so happy and proud of all of you. Yeah, you all really, congratulations to you all. So thanks so much for being here. So I think that is it. So yeah, this will be available on our website. So if you want to come back and watch it, you're welcome to do that. And again, thank you so much for your time. We know that you're all busy. So everyone take care.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So good to see your faces.
So nice to meet all
Bye,
of
see you.
and keep in touch.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Nasser. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.